Today's Christmas spot, we are having a look at the Diamond Select Toys Nightmare Before Christmas, the Hot Topic exclusive Sally collectible doll. Much like Jack Skellington, Sally also comes with a display stand, but the figure itself, let's take some dimensions here, the figure itself is about 13, maybe 13 and 3/4 of an inch in height. Her display stand is a little bit different than Jack Skellington's in the sense that it's got, well, a slight step to it as opposed to it going straight up. You can see they've done that so it will clear underneath Sally's hair and then be able to peg around her or clip around her waist here. We'll go ahead and take this off. Be very careful with that. Here's the display stand. Pretty much the exact same as what we got with Jack Skellington, other than that slight step variation to the way that the clip is. Also to come included with Sally, I know she's on camera right now, is a certificate of authenticity. This is an authentic Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles Disney's Tim Burton's Night Before Christmas collection doll. This is an artist proof out of 1800, so she's a little bit harder to come by versus Jack Skellington. Let's have a look at the figure itself, which I gotta say is considerably heavier than Jack Skellington. Obviously her frame is a little bit bigger than Jack, but she's also made up of, like, her frame is made up of rubber. And it's interesting, but it also worries me a little bit. She does have still all the joints, for example, in the arms, the legs. The legs can move forward and back and out. Same with the arms. And the head is on a ball joint. I know I'm kind of touching on articulation already. Waist has a ball joint, but then all her arms and her legs are encased in rubber here. So for example, and it was only by luck of just checking it, if you, like I said, her bend in her elbow is actually inside the rubber. So you just have to have a little bit of faith and you can bend the elbow. I don't think it actually goes any further than that, nor would I probably run the risk of doing so. It looks like it's starting to develop a little bit of a crack. I don't know if that's just, see, like right there, you can start seeing a little bit of the split starting to develop in the cracking of the arm. So don't know if I would do that too often, or at the very least, I would maybe bend her arm and then maybe just keep it like that. I don't think I would go back and forth doing, bending, straightening the arm, bending the arm. Same with like the legs. The legs have like a hinge there, but again, I'm very, very apprehensive about doing that very often. Her face is actually quite nice, looking as if it was taken right from the movie itself. I kind of like also that her eyes are slightly tilted to the side, so that you could technically have like the figure kind of walking and then kind of looking this way over here. Paint is generally pretty good. Comes across a little on the pale side, but only by the nature of the way that the rubber has been used, especially like again on the torso, the arms, and the legs. Still has the stitch work all over her face, as well as around her mouth, and in her neck area, in her chest, and then all over her arms and legs. But the rubber definitely does add a lot of considerable weight to the figure itself. Her dress, much like her, is a patchwork of series different fabrics and patterns and stuff kind of coming together, stitched all together. Some really fantastic work done to it. The material on the dress feels similar to something like I want to say like a felt. It's got a little bit more of a, if I flip it around, it's actually got more like a plastic interlay, or underneath the fabric. There's actually like more of a, again, like a little plastic film to it. So it has a little bit more rigidness, I suppose, as opposed to it just being simply fabric. Then the figure around, or the doll around, very, very small, intricate little lines sculpted in there for her hair, and then kind of just dropping off down at the bottom there. And There looks to be a Velcro closure where you can take the dress off. I'm not really sure why you'd necessarily need to, but it's there if you so wish. And we'll go ahead and take the clip here. Again, thank goodness it's got that little ledge. The hard part is actually just getting your finger underneath there. There we go. And we'll just get her to stand. Put her right there. And just for a comparison, of course, we've got to bring her boyfriend in. There she is next to Jack Skellington. Height-wise, I suppose that's somewhat accurate. Lankiness-wise, he obviously is a lot thinner than Sally. Jack Skellington also was a little bit more in production-wise. He was 6,500. Again, she's 1,800, so she's a little bit harder to come by. I think they look really quite nice side by side. I don't think Diamond Select did any others other than the Jack Skellington and the Sally. And then they also did Christmas-related versions, Christmas-released variants of these two that we're going to be looking at in a separate video. We'll just move Jack out of the way. There we go. And we'll take Sally off her display base once again. I'm going to try my best to go through her articulation. Again, I may be apprehensive about some of it. Her head is on a ball joint. A little on the squeaky side, but it does move all the way around. Shoulders hinge outward. Just looks like a regular universal joint on those. Again, we'll look at the one arm here. She does have... Again, you might want to just kind of hold the arm as you're bending it back and forth. You can hear that little clickety-click. There we go. It doesn't seem like her hands have any sort of posability. In fact, probably like right around there, it seems like she starts getting a little bit more of a softer rubber. A close-up look at her hands there. As mentioned, she has the ball joint in the torso. Universal joints on the legs. She's got the same crack, same little hinging on the knees, and much like the arms, I don't think she has anything in the way of her legs. Her legs are just a soft rubber. But overall, a really nice looking figure of Sally. It's neat that they went a different route than simply just giving her, you know, a plastic frame. They definitely went the route of giving her, I can see giving her the rubber. They were trying to give her a more seamless, finished look to it. And other than the fact that I'm worried about bending the arms, I think it definitely makes her look a little bit more, again, complete. Again, I'm just a little worried about bending some of those joints. Showcasing them for the holiday. Deal breaker for you. Next time.